I should say, call the hump, and it'll be Jessica Carter there, 4 in white, jumping up against Nia Leveretter for Kentucky as we get ready for another exciting day of SEC women's basketball. We're underway in Starkville. And Mississippi State
right here too. Anna Hayes, number 0, able to start the game. She did not play last game, so it's good to see her back in the lineup.
Sat out for personal reasons in the last game. A little rusty on that opening pass, but she, a lot like Maddie Shear, does so many things for Mississippi State. Very versatile in her own right. Here's the starting 5 for Kentucky. This starting 5 has been 6-6 over the last 12 games. Kentucky just getting that first SEC win last Sunday at Florida. Shot in the corner from Benton off the mark, and the rebound run down by Hayes. For Mississippi State, as Jordan misses that attempt, Hayes, Smith, Jordan, Carter, and Poe. So Hayes back in the lineup as a starter. Asian Johnson got the start in their last game, did a good job. There's a look at former Miss Kentucky basketball, Maddie Shear, who's come back home to play after starting her career at Oregon.
Right off the bat, Kentucky gets called. I think they got yet another turnover, and ball back to Mississippi State. Both teams off to a little bit of a rusty start. It'll be interesting to see who gets on the floor, who gets on the board first.
Yeah, no score after a minute of play. Kyra Elzy wearing her purple in honor of Pat Summitt today. What an incredible job she's done at Kentucky, already taken this program to the NCAA tournament in her first 2 seasons as head coach. No other head coach at Kentucky has ever done that. Last year, of course, winning the SEC tournament.
And one of the things you'll see with Mississippi State when we talked to Coach Cassell yesterday is all of the different defenses that they'll play tonight and try to keep Kentucky on their heels. So you'll see a little bit of zone, you'll see a little bit of man, you'll see the switch up, and honestly, both teams play a lot very similar.
Carter gets the first bucket for Mississippi State. That's the most likely spot you go when you need a basket.
Well, definitely want to play inside out, and Jessica Carter is a great player. When you get the ball inside, you know what she's going to do. She's going to make something good happen for this Mississippi State team. Walker
knocks down a 3 from the right side. Jada Walker, who is in her first season as a go-to player for Kyra Elzy. Last year was not in that role. Neither was Robyn Benton, for that matter.
Yeah, but Jada Walker, you got to love watching her play. She's kind of like that Energizer bunny that just never stops. I love watching her as a freshman, and this year she continues to impress.
Carter, nice pass. What a pass from Carter into Jordan for the easy layup. Carter, excellent passing post player. See so many of those in the SEC this year. Angel Reese comes to mind as well.
Well, one of the things you got to look at for most post players, a lot of the really good post players, they're able to step out. You got to guard them from the free throw line extended, so you open that space down low, and Jessica Carter gets another block, leading the SEC right now in blocks per game.
Yeah, Jessica Carter and then Jada Rice of Alabama, 2 of the elite shot blockers in the nation. And that's just not going to be good enough. Leveretter learned a lesson on that last shot attempt, but Kentucky's got the ball back, trailing 1 here in the opening quarter.
Yeah, but I like that Nia Leveretter is being aggressive. You do want to take the ball around the basket. You got to try to get Jessica Carter in foul trouble. She's such an instrumental player for this Mississippi State team. I think that's one thing you always learn about playing and trying to get your opponent off their heels. You got to find ways to get the solid players on the bench.
Walker 2 for 2 behind the three-point line, and she's got all Kentucky's points. Good start for Jada Walker, as Kentucky came into this game only averaging about 5 threes per game. They've already got 2 courtesy of Jada Walker here in the opening 3 minutes. Carter, does she have the range? Off the mark, and then a foul on that rebound. It's going to go against Abrisha Poe, number 21 in white. who is a freshman that Coach Sam Purcell very high on this year.
I think that actually went on Kentucky. That might have been on Blair Green.
Oh, you're right, Tamika. Yeah, it was on Green, not Poe. But we got a good plug for Poe in, so that was good. Oh, intercepted. Robyn Benton stepped in that passing lane and picked it off. Benton got the screen straight down the lane and fouled in the process.
Well, that's going to be something you'll watch for Robyn Benton. She's really good at hitting her shot, and over the course of the last couple of years, you've seen her step into the role that she's currently in, trying to figure out a way to help this team win games. Like you said earlier, coming off their first win in the SEC, she knows she had to step up, and she's been a big part of why Kentucky had won the game last time and in previous games.
She was 10 for 10 at the line against Florida last Sunday. She had 29 points, but 17 of those came in the fourth quarter. And I love the end of the game when she was making those free throws and staring at the camera, just pointing at it a little bit like, yeah, I got this.
I think she had somebody to follow after. That used to be Ryan time last year.
Yeah, no Ryan Howard this year for Kentucky. They had so much to replace off that championship team. In the lane, and Jordan gets the home court roll. That ends an 8-2 run by Kentucky.
Yeah, I love watching Jordan play. I mean, she is, even the last couple of years, just watching her, and she's been one of those players that's had to play for different coaches while remaining in this Mississippi State program, and has just done a phenomenal job. Maddie Shear will take it and get an opportunity to get an and one on the line.
Yeah, Alana Smith stepped in and committed the foul. So the player that seemed like the entire state of Kentucky wanted to come back home is now going to the free throw line. Here's another look.
Just so smooth, taking it to the basket. We saw last game against Florida in the Florida win. She had a couple of drives like that and just makes it look so easy.
Shear's free throw gets the roll. 2 fouls on Alana Smith now for Mississippi State. That's minor concern at the moment. Not quite through the first quarter yet here in Starkville. Mississippi State coming in off a win earlier in the week against Auburn. Shear, coast to coast, misses the layup. Oh, her foot was out of bounds. That was almost a textbook example of being in the right place at the right time.
Well, you know she's going to be aggressive, and she just has a nice opportunity of just a knack for always being around the ball. And I love this right here. You look at the last 3 games, these are her numbers, and progressively she has done a lot of great things for this team, but they need that. They're relying on that.
Offensive rebound by Carter allowed Hayes to get that, and a foul. So after the foul was called, we have a media timeout. And when we return, we'll see if Mississippi State can get back in this opening quarter quickly.
All 3 of us got an opportunity to play for Pat.
You know, I went back to Sum It Up, which is the Pat Summitt biography, and looked at what she had said about Kyra Elzy, and she said that she recruited Kyra because of the way she reacted after a loss, that Kyra hated to lose more than any other human she had ever met, but at the same time she was too nice. She had to get her meaner. So Mississippi State
now, yeah, like I can see that now too as a coach, and especially early on. She's definitely gotten that dog back, and it is so fun to watch my former teammates on the sideline.
Yeah, Kyra took away the team's privilege to wear the Kentucky blue earlier this season when she wasn't happy with the way they were playing and representing themselves. Cambridge looks inside. It's picked off. Good steal by Poe, and then stolen right back, but over and back by Shear. So that was an odd series of events.
Well, it's going to be interesting because both teams rely so heavily on their defense. So when you look at your defensive possessions right here, you see Poe with the hand, able to get it up, and Anastasia Hayes, and then Maddie Shear, yep, gets it in the front court, goes into the back court. So back to Mississippi State.
Mississippi State's really having trouble scoring the ball right now. 11 possessions, 5 of them have resulted in turnovers, only 3 baskets made. Johnson caught, finds Carter. Going to work is Hayes. There's a good pass, but an offensive foul. Even better defense is waiting on her was Adeyeye.
Yeah, Adeyeye right there set up, and Anastasia Hayes, you know, you go into the basket, you get that deep, you got to go up and be ready to score. And she tried to make this pass last minute to Carter, but that's definitely a shot she got to make.
That was beautiful the way she had those feet planted, arms straight up, which is something Kyra Elsie's been working with her on. Funny story behind that, actually. Kentucky up 11-6. Here's Green, her first shot off the mark. Streaking through the lane, it won't go down. Carter got the rebound. Is it an and one? Let's see. I believe it is.
Yeah, I believe it is. And Jessica Carter is always going to be around the basket. You got to box her out. You can't just box her out there. You got to box her out and push her out because she's so good at pursuing the basketball, especially around the rim. And she gets you down that low and push it up. It's almost, I can't say almost always, but majority of the time it is going in.
Foul is on Adeyeye. She heads to the bench, and Jessica Carter will go to the line, coming off her 8th double-double of the year against Auburn. Misses that free throw. Kentucky still with the lead here in this opening quarter. A lot of people wanted to see how they'd respond after getting that first win. Kyra Elsie said it was just so refreshing to finally allow them to feel a win in SEC play last weekend. It's a young team and a lot of newcomers.
Yeah, that's one thing too, listening to Robyn Benton talk in an interview she did. She said just getting a win, and they get the 3 at the buzzer.
Big time 3 by Kennedy Cambridge, who Coach Elsie made a point to bring up in our call this week about all the little things she does. That was a pretty big basket.
Well, right on time too, the intangibles that come, and a player like Cambridge steps in. Adeyeye, another player that she spoke very highly of.
Carter backing down, free throw line jumper. Offensive rebound pulled out of there by Weber. Hayes gathers it. Both teams going pretty far into the bench in this opening quarter. Turnover as that pass by Poe just out of Carter's reach. Kyra Elsie, last week, Tamika, was amazing. They came from 16 points down to win that game. That was a Kentucky personal best, and it was the Robyn Benton show in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, Benton came ready to play, and I think, you know, one of the things you look at is after being close in so many games and not being able to come out with the win, Benton basically put it all on her shoulders, you know, between her and Jada Walker. Maddie Shear had a good game. Benton gets that to knock down, but that is something that she has talked about, is like, we needed to get that win just to see how it felt to win again. And they haven't won since preseason, so a good win for them. And now she said, I would love to see us continue this and put it into a streak. So both teams, really, Mississippi State got their first win at home this past Thursday, and Kentucky trying to get their number 2 win in the SEC.
Boy, the Kentucky defense is locking down Mississippi State here in this first quarter. 7 turnovers on the Bulldogs. Petty going inside, has it rejected.
You got to go up strong. Jessica Carter sitting right there, and Mississippi State yet another turnover.
Benton with the steal. Nice pass from Shear, and the bank goes in by Cambridge.
Now we need to mention Kentucky has not played since Sunday, so they've had a week to rest. They've had a couple of days off, and each team gets the bye week, you know, so they get that opportunity. But Kentucky looks fresh.
Out of bounds, just going to stay on this end. Sam Purcell, that's one of the things he brought up to us, was the fact that he knew Kentucky would be rested. But Sam Purcell right now doing a fantastic job in his debut season. Right now, Charlie Cream has Mississippi State in the NCAA tournament. His bracketology is updated every Tuesday and Thursday. And now checking in Emma King for Kentucky, senior from Stanford, Kentucky. Mississippi State just needs to score. And a foul on Carter over the back for that rebound. So what do you think Mississippi State's going to need to turn around in the second quarter, Tamika?
Well, Mississippi State, they got to take care of the ball first off. Or, you know, they got to try to figure out to go left to right, and try to figure out a way to get the ball inside out. They had a couple possessions where they got the ball into Jessica Carter, kicked out, and were able to score and drive to the basket. So I just think right now, just take care of the ball. Kentucky down a 7-0 run, and Mississippi State's made a lot of mistakes. Charlotte
Cole checked in. She's defending right now. Was guarding Petty. Jump ball. Hayes back in the lineup today. Has not scored yet. Very few have for Mississippi State so far. Cambridge inbounds it. Green had it partially blocked. And that will end the first quarter. Well, Kentucky continuing the momentum off that win last Sunday at Florida.
The three-point line, 3 for 7. Jada Walker with 2 of those 3, and it's just been raining threes for Kentucky.
Well, right out of the opening seconds, Mississippi State scores. That was Jordan scoring on a 3. So, believe it or not, that was the first 3-pointer Mississippi State's made today. Shear will try to answer and does.
Well, that's one thing about Kentucky. Every single time Mississippi State has come and made a score, Kentucky has answered right away. So the defense on the Mississippi State side are able to get that score, but they got to come down. They got to make some stops.
Kentucky turned Mississippi State over in almost half their possession. Charlotte Cole is starting in place of Carter here in the second quarter, number 22 in white. Walker, another 3 attempt off the mark, and the rebound goes to Jordan. Jordan starting in place of Hayes. So Sam Purcell changing his lineup to begin the second quarter.
Well, it looks like Jordan might have stepped on her foot. You see her limping around, and she'll come out of the game, give her a break, try to figure out what's going on.
Hayes is going to replace her. Anastasia Hayes, most people call her Annie. She is into the game today. Missed the last game for personal reasons and still getting into the flow today. Is yet to score, but has 3 rebounds. Mississippi State is known for what a good passing team they are, but they just have not shown it so far. Still very early.
Coach Purcell said, too, last game they kind of got into a little bit of a struggle. And he said it's not how you start the game, it's how you end the game. And, you know, having a few different lineups and having different people in and out, you almost get to that feeling of you're restarting the offense, you're restarting, like kind of like just rejuvenating the team a little bit. So hopefully Mississippi State can get it together.
That's good steal by Johnson. Just stole that inbounds pass straight up. Johnson going to work. Benton fell down, no foul. And official blew his whistle just as that drive was taking place. Foul's going to be against Kentucky. And it's going to be on Green, and that is her second. So in off the bench, Kennedy Cambridge will replace Green. Mississippi State ball. Carter back in the game now. Did not take her long to get in. And Hayes on the drive off the glass. Good.
Yeah, that's a good move by Annie Hayes. Just reading the defense. Sees a wide open lane, and that's what we're used to seeing Annie do that. We're used to, you know, seeing her attack the basket. This year her role has been a little bit different, and she'll get called for that reach in. But this year her role has been a little bit different. Coach Purcell has asked her to be more of a facilitator, and she's been able to excel. When you look at the record of the team, 14-5, 3-3 in the SEC, and you know her assist numbers right now, 5.3 assists per game. it's helping them win those games.
Imani Parker, 23 in white, who is listed as day today. She came with Coach Purcell from Louisville. She's in the game now for the first time today. She continues to try to find the right formula. Yeah, Hayes is a 2,000-point scorer. And then this year, taking on the role of being the primary passer. Benton steps back for three. Oh, yeah, at the buzzer.
So Kentucky has hit 2 threes at the buzzer with the clock winding down. Mississippi State not able to finish the shot clock possession. 30 seconds. You got to play hard all 30 seconds, and Kentucky does a great job of finishing. Good job, Robyn Benton.
Kentucky maintaining the lead. This is actually the largest lead they've had today. 9 right now. Excuse me, 11. And off the glass, now it's a 9-point lead. Good post-up move inside by Debrecia Poe.
Poe using her height, getting down low. Jada Walker on her.
Kentucky doesn't answer. A chance for Mississippi State to cut into the deficit. And a foul. And Robyn Benton's going to get called for that foul as Poe was taking it up hard.
Well, one of the keys of the game for Kentucky, they got to stop the ball. They got to get back on transition defense. Mississippi State does a great job looking ahead back when they were at their best. When they're able to run up the floor, get the rebound, and go up in transition, I feel like they're a much different team than the half-court offense.
So Debrecia Poe's only missed 3 free throws all season. I jinxed her. Now has missed only 4 all season. But a reminder that tomorrow night, SEC will grant you an all-access pass to the Kentucky women's basketball team at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, followed by the South Carolina men's team. You'll get never-before-seen footage and sounds from players and coaches. It's a real behind-the-scenes look right here on the SEC Network and the app. Walker sees some daylight and throws it in. Nice shot by Walker.
Jessica Carter's. Anytime you see her, you kind of get scared if you're down there, just because she's so good at timing her blocks, not able to get that one. But Mississippi State will come back, and Johnson able to get the score.
Mississippi State looking a lot better here in the second quarter, but have a lot of ground to cover to overcome this Kentucky lead. But they are, I'd say, playing much better here in the second quarter in front of this electric crowd in the hump. Nice second effort by Weber.
Weber gets her own miss, follows the shot. Robyn Benton does not box out, and that's what you got to do. You got to go after this shot. When you take it, go in, get the rebound, offensive rebound, and a great finish.
The fan base coming alive here in the hump. Kentucky had held Mississippi State until now, and now Mississippi State has got the crowd involved behind them. Benton with a steal. Up the floor quickly to Shear. Shear draws contact and one. And the foul will go against Parker.
Maddie Shear just does such a great job. You see the body control right here. She knows she's going in. She knows she can get the body contact, and Parker gets caught on that foul, but just a great heads-up play by Maddie Shear.
Kentucky's Miss Basketball in 2020. Kyra Elzy has 2 former Miss Basketballs from the state of Kentucky on her roster this year.
Well, 3, including her.
Well, yeah, that's right. And you know, knowing Kyra, if she could lace him up and put a uniform on, she'd probably go out and give him some minutes every once in a while.
I don't know about right now. I'm a little too old for that.
Well, Maya Jenkins, by the way, is the other one. She's a freshman. 9-point Kentucky lead. This Mississippi State team pushed South Carolina, one of the few teams to do that this year. Poe for 3, off the mark. Carter with a rebound. Nice look inside to find the open Parker.
Jessica Carter, court vision, being able to see the open players. You talked about it earlier, just her finding players and delivering the pass, and that was a great pass.
Walker got the screen. Good D Good switch by Mississippi State. Cambridge in the lane and traveled before she put the shot up. So Mississippi State will get it back. So Sam Purcell, he calls himself a gas coach. That means he's always gassing up his players. Well, they are moving right. Kentucky has not cooled off. Kentucky right now shooting 48% for the game. They were at 46% at the end of the first quarter. So got a good game here to start our full day of coverage here on the SEC Network. Good D by Kentucky. Mississippi State breaks the press.
Trying to give another look. Let's go back full court defense into the half court 2-3 and see what Mississippi State can do.
This offense by Mississippi State, coach calls it a mashup between the Princeton offense and dribble drive. There's a three. So pure by Asian A. Johnson.
Well, if you want somebody to step up and shoot, Johnson, great job stepping up and knocking it down.
She's made 50% of her threes this year. Big possession for Kentucky. Cambridge in the corner, stepped out of bounds.
Mississippi State doing a great job controlling the pace as going into the second quarter. And man, Parker trying to find somebody to pass to, and pass it to the right. Johnson on the right wing. Great knockdown, shot clock winding down.
Mississippi State's now scored 9 of the last 12 points to cut this Kentucky lead to 4. Last year, Sam Purcell made it all the way to the Final Four with Louisville and got the job just after that. Loaded himself into a U-Haul, left his family behind while they sorted things out at home, and have all come to Starkville now very happy. He's the father of 3 daughters. His wife actually is in a family with 4 daughters, so he said, you know what's coming. Nice D. Adeyeye with the block. Benton. And good offensive rebound by Leveretter. Benton again.
Well, when they get 2 open looks like that, it's not very often that she misses both of them. But gives Mississippi State another opportunity. Ooh.
Foul's going to go against Hayes as Cambridge and she collided, and it was Hayes is ruled to have committed the foul.
Yeah, that'll be Hayes' 3rd foul, so she'll take a seat on the back, or on the bench rather, and you see it right there. Yeah, hard collision.
Cambridge has that right knee brace on, staying in the game. Seems like she's okay. And Cambridge, there's that knee brace, but she comes from such an athletic family. There's 7 Cambridge brothers and sisters, and seems like they're all good at sports. 2 brothers play at Arizona State. Her sister, of course, at Vanderbilt. Shear double teamed, and there's the tie-up. And Mississippi State's come to life here in the second quarter.
Well, they just have gotten more aggressive. You see the traps are tighter, they're closer, they're fighting. They weren't necessarily fighting, I didn't like, in the first quarter.
The lead remains 4. Just over 2 minutes to play here in the second quarter from Starkville. And our first of 3 wee backpack games today. And the shot clock expires. Kentucky did not communicate, and they turn it over.
Well, Mississippi State definitely played a huge part in that. They forced Kentucky to not be able to see the clock, but on your Kentucky side, the point guard, Maddie Shear, she had the ball. Robyn Benton, 2 of your smartest players, not recognizing the shot clock and being able to get an opportunity to at least attempt a shot at the basket.
Kentucky's now turned it over 3 of their last 4 possessions, as Mississippi State, as close as they've been in a while. On the drive, Johnson. And a good rebound by Petty. Benton likes to put the team on her back and traveled just before Poe got the block.
Yeah, Benton put both of her feet down for just a little bit. You see right here at the end of the drive, 1-2, so step right there, yep.
Second travel in the last 4 possessions for Kentucky. Good look inside. Carter doesn't finish.
Yeah, that was a textbook play, though. Mississippi State ran it to a tee, and that's not a miss you're going to see often when she gets that close to the basket.
Shear was looking for the opening, found it, and draws the foul. Shear continues to be so good at getting to the free throw line. Foul's going to be on Parker. Shear's going to go back to the free throw line here today. 2 for 2. She's got 9 points, the leading scorer in the game for Kentucky. Well, the Vanderbilt men's team is part of the SEC Network's Tuesday night doubleheader next week. They'll host Kentucky at 9 Eastern, 8 Central. Commodores 9-9, 2-3 in the SEC. It's an important game for the Vanderbilt men. That's Tuesday night.
Well, Maddie Shear just checked out of the game, and Jada Walker back in. Got to give Shear a little bit of a rest because, I mean, she's been going hard.
Yeah, Shear in double digits. She's the only player in the game with 10 or more points so far. So get ready for the final 90 seconds of the half. Kentucky's maintained the lead so far, but Mississippi State looking much better. Poe on the drive. Shot clock is at 1. Not hit the rim. Kentucky ball.
Yeah, both teams just so defensive minded. I know I keep saying it, but the shot clock winding down. If you look at both sides in the possession, how many times it's gone all the way down to the wire. Just being able to play defense and stay in that stance, but offensively trying to find the open looks, and there hasn't been a lot of wide open shots.
Benton always looking to score. Still with the ball. Approaching the final minute of the quarter. Over to Petty. And Petty travel. So Kentucky continues to have trouble avoiding the travel call.
Just moving a little bit too fast, and Major Petty, when she catches the ball, you could tell where she wanted to go, but she forgot to put the ball down.
It's been a tale of two halves in terms of the turnovers. It's been Kentucky turning it over more often than not here in the second quarter. 3 is on the mark for Debrecia Poe, and Mississippi State getting closer and closer. Down 3 now.
Poe, just a freshman, and when you make shots like that, he doesn't play like a freshman. Let me just say that. She kind of stepped up, and you could tell right when the ball left her hand, it was going in.
6 points for Poe. Final seconds of the second quarter. A lot to talk about at halftime for both these teams. Johnson looking to push it up the floor. Finds Carter. Jordan lost it. And a foul called with under a second left to play in the quarter.
Jacayla Jordan will get called for that foul and just lost the handle of the ball. Great job with her hand getting in, getting that steal.
So 0.8 of a second left on the clock here in the second quarter before we head into the studio. And Cambridge is going to go to the free throw line. I mentioned all her family ties, her brothers and sisters. She's also cousins with the Hayes sisters of Mississippi State. 4 of 8 this year from the free throw line. She's not been on the line much. Finalist for Tennessee Miss Basketball last year. So a good end to the half for Kentucky. And they needed those 2 free throws. It pads the score a little bit. Kentucky leads by 5.
Well, I think Maddie Shear, she's already above her average so far in the game. And she's been aggressive. Definitely came out with a different mentality. Both teams, the defensive focus has been emphasis. And that's why you look at the score and turnovers and just how they've had to adjust.
Smith on the drive, opening shot of the third quarter. Her third attempt doesn't quite go down. An offensive rebound by Poe. And into Carter for the easy layup. And Mississippi State did dominate the boards in the first half.
Well, I'm going to say that the domination of the boards it continues, and especially offensive board. 10 offensive rebounds right now for Mississippi State compared to 1 for Kentucky.
Mississippi State has not won a game this year when they've trailed at halftime, but they had not won at home in SEC play before their last win against Auburn on Thursday. Inside look, and a foul called as Jordan gets called for the foul.
Got to be the second one on Jacayla Jordan, and just got to be a little bit smarter down low. Leverett trying to post up, and Jordan comes over and gets the foul.
Walker, who had the threes early in the game, passed up a shot there, got it to Benton. Walker and Benton, the go-to players this year for Kentucky, but now I think we can start to add Shear into that category as well. Benton, nice look from Shear. And it goes out of bounds. It's going to Mississippi State. Kentucky trying to argue that they should have the ball, but the officials not agreeing.
Well, May got a little bit lucky, too. Leverett looked like she went over the back of Smith, so being able to get the ball, being able to not have to get the foul called is Mississippi State ball.
Mississippi State has not led since 4-3. Nice pass. Another good pass from Carter. The finish doesn't go down by Poe, and a foul off the rebound.
I like what you were saying, Sam. That was a great drive, great pass right there. Poe not able to finish down low, but Jessica Carter, great delivery and getting ball to Poe.
Fouls on Green. That is her third. She's going to have to come out of the game. And Cambridge will replace her. So Green goes to the bench with 3 fouls. 8:27 left in the third quarter. And Sam Purcell, no shortage of enthusiasm. He is a fun conversation.
Yeah, we had a good time. Walker, I think, got called for that foul. That'll be her second.
Second on Walker. That was when they were getting position for the inbounds pass. Having trouble getting this play started. Going to throw it in front of the bench now.
Yeah, we talked about this earlier when we were just getting in. And Anastasia Hayes, great cut to the basket. Nobody underneath the basket, and she gets a wide open look. Jada Walker on her back. But the energy, you can feel the energy from the crowd. We were talking about it before the game, like, where are all the fans? I said, we still have 45 minutes before the game started, and they filled in. That was something that Coach Purcell talked about in the win against Auburn. The fans showed up, the student section, the energy was there, and you can sense it right now.
Yeah, women's basketball so embraced by the Starkville community. Hayes on the drive, and for the first time since 4-3, Mississippi State leads this basketball game.
Well, you gotta love what's going on. Look at the difference between last season and this season, and there's been a lot of things that have changed at Mississippi State. One of the big things for her is her role. And I think sometimes when you look at players and you look at scoring production, she scored 18 points. Jessica Carter comes off with the steal. Let's see if she can finish, and she does. But I think a lot of this started with Annie Hayes, her energy in the third quarter, and just being able to get to the basket. The thing that she brings, the intangibles. Yes, she can score, but she's showing a different element of her game and the assists that she's had, and just being able to lead this team to victory.
Mississippi State in the midst of an 8-0 run right now as they have overcome Kentucky's one-time largest lead. And the foul on that play by Hayes. Kentucky led 24-13 at one point in this game. And Benton's going to get called for another foul.
Well, look at right here. It starts with the steal. Jessica Carter, the first possession from the timeout, and taking it all the way. When you got a post player that can dribble the ball up the floor, you got to love to see it. And then, of course, the next possession, Annie Hayes sitting at the free throw line right now, but got her hands on it and able to get not the finish at the basket, but an opportunity for 2 from the free throw line.
2 fouls now on Benton as Hayes steps up to the line, drains that first one. Yeah, she's gone from being one of the leading scorers to now leading the SEC in assists. And this is a player that's had 2,000 points, 500 rebounds, and 400 assists. That puts her in some rare air. She and Iowa's Caitlin Clark are the only 2 players active to have those type of numbers.
I think that's a testament to Annie, but being able to buy into the team element of what you want to accomplish as a team. Last year they finished 10th in the SEC. This year they might make it to the NCAA tournament, and that would be a tribute to the team.
Right now they're in, according to Charlie Cream, a long way to go. And Kentucky with a chance. Benton leading the break, up to Shear. Shear. Carter thought she had a block. She's so used to getting the block, she can't believe she's called for a foul. Let's see.
Maddie Shear tried to sneak in. Robyn Benton right there, and the body.
Left hand. Yeah, that left arm was on Shear's head.
That's the foul.
The right arm was a good block. Can't hold him down with one arm though. And Shear the free throw line. That was fun to see Carter enjoying that a little bit. Carter with 2 fouls, and Shear puts both free throws in. And Kentucky still within striking distance, trailing by just 3. Checking back into the game is number 13, Asia Petty.
Well, Sam, right now, Mississippi State, in just the third quarter alone, they have 10. They are outscoring Kentucky 10-2 in the third quarter.
Those were the first points for Kentucky. They still haven't made a shot. Up the floor, look, that was dangerous and a travel as Hayes bobbled it, trying to get possession. So a free possession here for Kentucky and a chance to try to tie.
When you look at just even the turnovers for Mississippi State, they had a lot of unforced errors in the first half, and that sitting at 14 turnovers as the team right now.
They average 16 a game. That's in all games this year. Walker looking for the opening, got a quick screen, finds Green. Green for 3. Had a hand in her face. Shear with the offensive rebound and 1. Fans are livid because they thought Shear went over the back, but Shear is rewarded for her hustle.
I love Maddie Shear. She is always moving, always trying to find a way to impact her team, and goes right over the back of Annie Hayes, but able to get the ball in, get to the free throw line. That's a foul on Poe.
First foul on Poe, and an angry hump right now as Shear ties the score at 38. It is so much fun to be part of the atmosphere generated here in Humphrey Coliseum ever since they were one of the top teams in the country in the Vic Schaefer days. And there's a foul by Petty. She was pushing Carter out of the block.
Got to be Petty's first foul down low, and I like the battle down low. I like Carter. Petty trying to keep Carter from being able to post up super low on the block.
And another foul on Petty. Green comes over and tries to calm her down, get into her ear. Petty with the tough assignment of guarding Carter. When you have to guard someone like Carter, how would you play her, Tamika?
Well, I mean, I think there's a lot of different ways, but some of it starts with the team. When you get those screens and she's coming across and going to the block, a guard has to bump her a little bit to give Petty a little bit of time to get back and get behind or get in front, whatever the defensive position is.
Carter makes the free throws.
But
now
Carter
1 for 2.
Great job. Yeah, Carter's doing a good job, though, of getting the ball in the places that she needs. The free throw line, she can knock down those shots, obviously, within the flow, and then from the free throw line right there. But down low when she's posting up, Kentucky, for the most part, has done a good job not allowing it to be a one-on-one coverage. But you're right, it's a hard assignment.
Carter now with 10 points. The lead is 2 for Mississippi State. Benton ties the score.
I think this is going to be back and forth for quite a while. And look at the last game, Mississippi State against Auburn. They pulled away in that fourth quarter and just were phenomenal.
Good look inside by Carter to Jordan. Jordan unable to get it to go down, and Kentucky will get the ball back. Kayla Jordan, 7 points today. She shows up in every statistical category. Shear over to Green. Green fakes the 3. Kentucky's made 5 threes today, but they were all in the first half. Good look. Benton, she'll drive and score. Benton starting to get that feeling like she's going to take this over for Kentucky.
Well, I think she's definitely trying to find her place in the space within the flow of the offense. Done a great job not forcing anything to happen, but really trying to play within that flow.
Benton is one of those players you want to have the ball when it's tight. Good look inside to Carter, who has no problem finishing that and now has 12 points. Rebound by Poe.
That's a good defensive possession by Mississippi State.
Crowd into it on that defensive end when Mississippi State's on defense. And Hayes just trying to dribble through traffic. Finally gets a foul called.
Well, Hayes might have got lucky right there, because when you start thinking about what Kentucky is capable of doing on the defensive end, Anastasia Hayes just trying to dribble through, gets the foul call, but I think that's a interesting possession right there. Mississippi
now for 2. Hayes looking to go into double digits if she can make these free throws. She has been perfect from the line so far.
Well, Hayes has been not just perfect from the line, 3 for 3 field goals, and we saw a couple of her layups, able to get the finish, so now sitting with 10 points.
Hayes and Carter in double digits, and they've scored all of Mississippi State's points here in the third quarter. Benton gets stopped, picked up her dribble, bailed out by Walker. Quick shot by Green. Oh, how did that go in? Carter in her face.
Blair Green came around that baseline, and as soon as she touched the ball, turned and squared to the basket. I think for her, being a shooter, when she gets her eyes on the basket, it's pretty much going in.
We're tied at 44, and Mississippi State continues to dominate the boards, but there's a steal by Shear. Gets it to Walker for the easy layup.
Good spacing. Those are the drills that we do in practice almost every single day. When you got numbers two against 1, space out the floor, attract the defender, and then make that dish pass.
Kentucky, an elite team when it comes to steals. Smith over Shear, gets it, and we're tied at 46. Well, so much on the line for these two teams. Mississippi State trying to protect that spot in the NCAA tournament, and Kentucky trying to get going here after picking up that first win at Florida last Sunday. All these players in new roles finally coming together for Kyra Elsie. Petty rifles it across to Walker, but it's too hot to handle, and Mississippi State will get it back.
12 turnovers for Kentucky, and just another unforced turnover. Found a wide open Jada Walker, just delivered the wrong type of pass.
Kentucky now with 12 turnovers. Mississippi State has 15. Petty going to the bench Under 2 to play in the third quarter. We're tied at 46. Hayes slips, and Shear gets called for the foul.
Anastasia Hayes got a little bit low, and Shear coming over, trying to get the ball, ended up getting the foul.
So it'll put Hayes back on the free throw. We just saw her make 2 in a row. She's 4 of 4 today. So Hayes 10 points, 3 rebounds, a steal, and now adds to the point total.
Here's another look at the play, and she slips.
So Mississippi State retakes the lead. We've had 8 lead changes in this game, 5 ties. Shear with a backdoor cut, open for the jumper. And the rebound wrestled away by Weber. Smith. Bulldogs up 4.
Yeah, that transition game for Mississippi State, when they get rolling, they are hard to stop.
A 6-0 run for Mississippi State here at home. Benton against Carter. And Benton goes down hard. Carter leaning over to help her up. Foul called against Mississippi State. Foul's going to be on Carter. And that's her third.
Take another look right here. Robyn Benton coming in. Jessica Carter, yeah, just trying to move her feet. And dips her hip just a little bit, so she'll get a little break. And with 3 fouls sitting on the bench, you get 5 fouls, so she still got 2 that she got.
Carter, 12 points, 5 rebounds right now. Benton on the free throw line. Benton with 11 points today and missed a free throw. That's the first free throw she's missed in her last 13 attempts. And starts a new streak. 3-point game with 1:05 to play in the third quarter.
See Mississippi State just doing a great job in this third quarter. They've come out and just put their foot on the gas, and honestly, they look a lot different than they looked in the first half.
Smith trying to maintain possession, threw it right to Shear. Another steal for Shear. Up to Walker. Walker bobbled the pass, and it's going to stay on this end.
Take another look at this.
Oh. Might have missed one. Shear, though, has 4 steals. She has been fantastic defensively. And it's going to be an offensive foul on Shear as a good play by Weber to take that charge.
Yeah, Weber moving her feet along with Shear, and Shear got in just a little bit too deep, trying to find somebody to pass to, and either way, it would have been a turnover.
Shear with 2 fouls. Final 30 seconds here in the third quarter. Less than a second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. In theory, Mississippi State could hold it for 1 if they choose. Under 10. Johnson trying to get loose, puts up the jumper. And a foul with 2.6 seconds left.
Good around the ball as well, but Jada knew it was her going to the free throw line.
First free throw is Walker's shot today, 81% for the season, and missed that one. Had 19.7 rebounds, 3 steals, and 2 assists in that win last weekend. Makes the second, and Kentucky within 2. Final play of the third quarter. Mississippi State trying to get a shot off. They do, and the bank just missed by Weber. So we've completed 3 quarters, and take a pause, grab a drink, do whatever you need to do. But
I'm at clinic, and last time I went to Knoxville at the UT Medical Hospital, and it is phenomenal. And the people that I had an opportunity to meet, just so thankful for the opportunity for the clinic. And it's not just people that are going through the Alzheimer's. It is the caregivers, it's the families, so they do a lot.
So right out of the break, it is Blair Green tying the score at 50. We are in for what we think is going to be a fantastic 4th quarter, so stay with us, everybody. And we'll be getting you to that Georgia-Texas A&M game a little bit later. Smith open for 3. Walker runs down the rebound. Both teams coming in off wins for Kentucky. It's the first time they've gotten a win in the SEC last Sunday and have looked good here in their next game. Benton open off the back of the rim, and the rebound pulled down by Weber. Weber's done a good job on the boards.
Yeah, Weber's been solid today. She's got 2 points, but the rebound at the right time. Only 4 rebounds right now, but just so consistent. And Jessica Carter down low makes that number 32 for Mississippi State. They got 32 points in the paint.
And Benton on the other end answers, and the foul's going to be on Johnson. So Mississippi State could not celebrate that basket by Carter too long because Kentucky was off to the races as Benton draws the foul and has a chance to complete the 3-point play.
Well, don't you feel like that's what's happened pretty much the whole game? Mississippi State, when they make a big play, they celebrate, and Kentucky just drives right up their back. So Benton able to finish the and one, puts Kentucky up by 1.
Benton now with 15 points. And again, she had a career 4th quarter against Florida last Sunday. So she tends to shine in the most important moments. Look for her to have a good end of game here as well. Smith stops, misses the shot. Shear gets the rebound. Good defensive play by Parker to slow her down. Walker probing into the lane. Layup is good. And Kentucky now up by 3.
Walker, a.k.a. I'm going to call her Mighty Mouse, because I feel like she is always in there. She just does a great job of finding the little spaces in the hole.
Oh, that was fortunate that she lost the ball behind her, because when she went to get it, she was open, and Shear commits the foul. Weber was trying to finish on the left side of the basket, but when she bobbled that ball, she had to come back to the right and had excellent position.
Yeah, Maddie Shear now with 3 fouls on the game, and this is a tight one right here. Every single possession, and you can tell, you can feel it. Every possession matters.
Weber at the line for 2, makes the first transfer from Florida State. She's one of the team captains this year.
And here's Sam, you were right. Just she loses the ball, able to go up. Maddie Shear just one arm down, gets her on the arm.
She made both free throws, so Weber doing her job to pull Mississippi State back to within 1. Poe is in off the bench. Shear defended out near half court by Hayes. Now going to come down that sideline. Kentucky being very deliberate on this possession. Shot clock under 10. Now down to 5. Walker launches, scores!
Patience is the key down the stretch. You don't go faster. You slow down the pace. You slow down your offense. Kentucky, great job using the clock, finding the open look. Jada Walker comes off that screen and wide open.
Her 3rd 3 of the day, had 2 in the first quarter. Carter backing it down and scoring at will.
Jessica Carter one-on-one coverage. Very hard to guard one-on-one.
Shear misses the layup, gets her own miss. So Kentucky will get another full possession. Green's going to launch it. And another 3! Wow! Kentucky back-to-back threes. Out of bounds. It'll stay with Mississippi State.
Kentucky finding the open look. Blair Green wide open on that right side. And, I mean, we both know, I think, Sam, that she is a three-point shooter. And if you get a look like that, it's impossible for Blair Green not to knock that down.
Smith in the lane. Can't get the roll. Goes out of bounds. And it'll stay with Mississippi State. I mean, there was no hesitation at all. They had just gotten a fresh shot clock. And she knew she was open. That is confidence. I love it.
Well, her shooting percentage this year is down from the three-point. But one of the main reasons in previous years, and talking to Kyra Elzy about Blair Green, we know she's a three-point shooter. Jada Walker is going to get called for that foul hanging out of Anastasia Hayes.
Yeah, these inbounds plays are physical. I mean, we've had a couple of fouls called on these plays. Hayes and Walker really battling 0 and 11. Hayes got loose, didn't get her the ball. Smith down the lane, blocked by Shear. It'll stay with Mississippi State.
Oh, what a good play by Maddie Shear, not getting that foul call, waiting to get the ball in the air. And, you know, we talked about this earlier, Coach Kelsey talking about leaving her hand straight up. And Nia Leverett, left arm comes down. Jessica Carter's going back to the free throw line, complete an M1 play.
That was a textbook explanation of what you were saying about not having the hand straight up.
Oh, look at Nia Leverett. That left arm, right arm comes down and comes right down on Jessica Carter.
So Carter has been calling for the ball more and more as the game has progressed, starting to sense that she can have her way with a lot of these defenders. Gets the roll, and Carter now 3 of 4 from the free throw line. 19 points, and the lead is 2 for Kentucky.
Jessica Carter down low, just a force to be reckoned with. And I'll tell you what, when she is down there, you have to look at her. Her presence when she posts up, I mean, she makes good things happen. Whether she scores, whether she finds an open player, she's just so good with the ball.
She can't stay on the bench long. She's got 15 points in this half alone. Walker going to work. Out of bounds. It'll stay with Kentucky.
Gotta like how both teams being so aggressive, trying to get the ball in the paint.
Shear over to Walker. Quick three off the front of the rim, and the rebound taken by the Bulldogs. Poe grabbed it. So now Mississippi State going to get into their half-court set. Johnson all the way through the lane. And a late whistle. Shear and Walker were both in the vicinity. Both of them look upset. So let's see who it's going to be on. It's going to be on Shear, and that's her third.
Now that'll be Maddie Shear's fourth foul now. Both players had 3 originally, so now that'll be her fourth.
So yeah, she's going to come out of the game now, and Cambridge in Shear has been so good today defensively and has also contributed on the offensive end. Asian A. Johnson on the free throw line now. It's that last foul.
A little disbelief right there,
to say the least. Good free throw shooting by Asian A. Johnson. We're tied at 61 with under 6 minutes to play. Benton looking for the screen. Walker shot the 3, but she traveled just before she took the shot, took an extra step. And that is a big turnover, especially when it went in.
That's going to be a foul. Nia Leverett sets a screen, and it's a moving screen, so that another turnover.
Still tied at 61. Jordan, offensive foul. Using that arm, Johnson to get position.
Johnson, you can tell right there, she should have shot the ball and she tried to get a little bit closer, but you see right here, had that 1-2 pull up and uses that left arm.
And that was a good job by Walker, too, to get that call. Benton gets switched out on by Poe. No one there. Johnson leading the break. Up the floor. Layup is good by Parker. Bulldogs on a 7-0 run. And fans wanted an offensive foul, but instead it's going to be a foul on Johnson.
Well, every possession matters, and you can see it. Robyn Benton, play before, gets the turnover. Mississippi State on the run, and you can tell the emotion and the passion that both teams are playing with. This game means a lot. Robyn Benton with the turnover. You see it right here. Johnson all the way down, and with the dish in the make. State doing a great job. Jessica Carter back in the game. Took a couple minutes on the bench, and last 4 minutes, 4:43 is going to be a roller coaster ride.
So before the media timeout, Johnson had committed the foul. So Walker on the line makes the first, and we're tied at 63. Jada Walker with a very good game today. 18 points right now, 3 of 4 from the line. Kentucky 16 of 18 from the free throw line.
Well, the 3 players we highlighted at the beginning of the game, Benton, Jada Walker, and Maddie Shear, both in double figures today and playing great.
Smith breaks the tie with a 3.
Alana Smith stepped into that. Both teams have had players step up at key points and knock down some really good shots.
Benton taking Carter and draws the foul. That'll be the 4th foul on Carter. And Benton wisely driving on her. When you first see that developing, you're thinking, why is this 5'9" guard taking it in against 6'5" Carter's? Because she knows she can draw the foul.
Well, you look at this, number 0 and number 4 for Mississippi State right now, both sitting with 4 fouls. So from Kentucky's standpoint, I mean, your game plan is those are 2 important players for Mississippi State that need to be on the floor. You're going to attack them. And then, of course, on the Kentucky side, Maddie Shear, who is sitting on the bench, I think, right now. Yeah, still not back in the game, is sitting with 4. So Jessica Carter will come out. Charlotte Cole will come back in.
Cole does not lose any height because she's 6'5" as well, from Germany. Goes by Charlie. With Carter, one of the premier players in the conference, on the bench with under 4 to play. Bulldogs up 1. Cole inside, gets the layup. She is a crowd favorite, and a foul on Poe as Walker tries to go to the basket.
And Charlotte Cole wide open, nobody dropped down. And look at that, number 22 down low. She can do that, y'all. She can finish at the basket. You already talked about how tall she is, and she's been playing this game. Definitely a crowd favorite. I love when we get to go down to the hump, because she's just always smiling.
Remember the German national U16, U18 teams. And Walker continues to do damage at the free throw line. Both these teams shooting exceptionally well from the free throw line today. Kentucky and Mississippi State. They've only missed two. Kentucky's 20 of 22 and Mississippi State 14 of 16. That'll make any coach proud. Kentucky's actually scored their last 6 points from the line. What a start to a full day of basketball here in the SEC. Hayes draws the foul. Foul's going to be called against Leveretter.
It's going to be Leveretter's forced foul. So another Kentucky player in foul trouble. But I think both teams doing a great job attacking the basket. You got to get those points in the paint. Mississippi State right now are just dominating. They got 40 points in the paint, 40 out of their 68 in the paint. So their game plan had been to attack the basket, get the ball down low. Annie Hayes hits the first free throw.
Both teams in the bonus right now as we approach the final 3 minutes. These free throws continue to go in for both teams. No advantage for either so far. Hayes knocks both those down. 3-point Mississippi State lead. Really hear the fans when the Bulldogs are on D. Shear back in the game for Kentucky. Remember, she's in foul trouble as well, number 22 in blue. She's actually in the corner calling for the ball. Benton can't get it to her. Shot clock down to 10. Benton drives on Cole and draws another foul. So Benton is trying to take on the Mississippi State post players.
Well, Benton trying to get a good play to the basket, knew that she could get in. Saw Mississippi State trying to make the adjustment to bring help over to Charlotte Cole, but Benton getting in those spaces and getting in Cole's body.
How long do you think we'll see? Well, never mind. Here she is.
Now Charlotte Cole, though, for the time that she was out there, she did her job. She filled that space, knocked down that bucket.
Benton continues to add to her point total and keep Kentucky close. 7 of 8 from the free throw line. One of the few free throws missed today. It's a 2-point game with 2:45 to play. Hayes backs it out. Possession arrow belongs to Mississippi State right now. Hayes drives, missed the layup. Carter with the offensive rebound and stick back.
Jessica Carter just working around the basket. She knows the space to go in, and Jada Walker takes it in, not able to finish.
Hayes and Shear wrestles the rebound away, lead the break. Shear will keep it. Neither team able to score in transition on those last two possessions, and a timeout taken by Mississippi State.
Taking some Gatorade, water or something.
Coach is working hard today. Under 2 minutes to play. Smith down the lane. Nice look to Hayes. The lead is 6.
You can feel the energy right now. Mississippi State, the fans came ready today. They have been good all day.
Benton got position and nailed it. This is where she shines at end of game. A 4-point lead for Mississippi State as we approach the final minute.
Well, Kentucky needs to do a good job if they want to get, talk about shining for Benton, but they got to get some defensive stop. Mississippi State has scored last 2 possessions or got to the free throw line.
Both teams in the bonus. Smith driving baseline, lost it for a moment, got it back. Under a minute to play. Shot off the mark. Carter close to getting her 5th foul, not called. Benton pulls, knocks it down. It's a 2-point game. Still playing. Kentucky must get a stop.
Yeah, Mississippi State got to settle down into their offense. They got a couple of really good looks. They got to go back to that. Of course, Kentucky got to get those stops.
Carter with a pass taken away by Shear. Her 5th steal. Shear bumps into Carter. Offensive foul. That is courage.
Unbelievable right there. Both players with 5 fouls. Jessica Carter puts her body in the line. Maddie Shear runs through her. And she will get called for a 5th foul.
So Shear fouls out. It was going to be one or the other. And that is a fantastic defensive play by Carter. Well, what a game by Shear. As Shear fouls out with 23.
Run out the clock, move the ball, try not to get fouled or get to that free throw line.
Smith to inbound it. Can she get it in? Yes, to Carter. Gets it right back. Smith down the lane, scores. A 4-point Mississippi State.
Do you set a screen? Do you take a drive to the basket? I think there's a lot of different options, but whatever it is, you got to score fast.
Benton will inbound it on her end. Gets it into Green. Benton takes it right back. Benton behind her back, forces the shot up. It's good. 2-point game with 15.3 to play. And a timeout taken by Mississippi State.
I like the pace of that play right there.
So 15.3 to play. Mississippi State will inbound it on their end of the floor as well, trying to protect the 2-point lead. Smith trying to throw it in. Benton in her face. And a timeout taken by Mississippi State as Benton was doing such a good job defending that inbounds pass. Mississippi State has the 2-point lead with 15.3 to play. Smith will try one more time. Intercepted by Walker. Kentucky can tie or take the lead. Walker goes for the tie, and we're tied at 76, 8.3 to play. Mississippi State has to bring it the length of the floor. Hayes will try to win the game. And a foul is called with 3.2 seconds left.
Here's the
Cambridge.
Cambridge will go to the free throw. Cambridge is called for the foul. Annie Hayes does a great job. But let's take a look at this. Jada Walker still trying to, Mississippi State trying to inbound to Anastasia Hayes, but Jada Walker does a great job getting to the basket, not stopping. Then Annie Hayes. You see Cambridge comes over.
Actually, Tamika, the foul was called on Benton after all is said and done. That is her 4th, but 3.2 seconds left to play. And some huge free throws here for Anastasia Hayes, one of the top players in the SEC. Looked like we were headed for overtime. Hayes today from the free throw line, 8 of 8.
Well, Kentucky has 2 timeouts left. Mississippi State with none.
Hayes makes the second. Kentucky takes out. They use one of their last 2, so they're down.
Possession. Robyn Benton took the ball out this time. You see Blair Green taking the ball out, so
3.2 seconds left. Kentucky with a chance to win the game. Green gets it to Benton. Benton. And Mississippi State hangs on. What a finish.